Mambo VP Ma Africa. Today we've got a lot of topics to discuss. First, starting with the 16th BRICS summit that will be hosted in Russia. President Putin will be hosting more than 32 world leaders in Russia, and President Cyril Ramaphosa, of course, is one of those leaders who will be in attendance. Let's talk about how important is this BRICS summit for African countries, and also what is the impact that it will have on the South African economy. I also want to speak about the Home Affairs Minister, Dr. Leon, announcing that the Home Affairs Department has spent over 50 million rand deporting only 19,750 illegal undocumented foreigners. Is that worth it? You know, spending so much money just to deport such few people. How many illegal foreigners are there in South Africa? They are estimated to be in the millions. And you say you used 50 million of the taxpayers' money to deport only 19 million. That's something we need to talk about. Some interesting developments are happening in the ANC. The ANC Youth League is saying, the ANC Women's League, is saying that no, we want women in power, women on top. Which man does not like women on top? Now, they are saying they want women to hold strategic positions in the party. The premier of the province, secretary general, the chairperson. It is not set on stone that it must always be men. This is very interesting. This brings some type of dynamics into selecting the leadership of the ANC going into the 2029 election. Also, PANYAZA LESUFI shut down the media, the widestream media that is always so biased in reporting bad things about the ANC and not good things. And PANYAZA was just saying, you guys, when we've got clean audits, when we've got all of those things, you don't come and report. You don't even attend our briefings when we are doing those things. I love what PANYAZA did there. The EFF MMC of Agriculture and Environmental Affairs there in Tshwane, who fighter Obakeng, is saying they don't have time for that nonsense Afriforum. The memorandum of understanding that Afriforum had with Tshwane, it's over, according to the EFF. Let's talk about that and much more.
Welcome to King Said So, Africa's one land, one language, one currency, one army on King Said So. Africans can unite. Your Pan-Africanist Podcast. Enjoy.
Peace in Pan-Africanism to all my African brothers and sisters from all around the world. Welcome back to King Says So. I'm your host, Kagiso Hlongwane Zinjiva Sono, Mr. Easy Imali Enengi, and we're back at it again with another one. And this time around, I'm covering a few topics, and I hope you guys are gonna enjoy. And if you enjoy these videos, please click the subscribe button. We're trying to hit 50,000 subscribers before the end of 2024. Now, the 16th BRICS summit is being hosted in Russia. Russia showing their power again to the world to say, I can summit all of these people to come in Russia. You know that Putin, the president of Russia, has got a warrant of arrest on his head by the ICC, so he can't move out of Russia freely as he pleases. So it is that situation when he's got a chance to bring the African countries or bring the BRIC countries into his land. He's going to go all out to show America and the Western European countries that, listen, we still have power as Russia. Now, I am one of those people that I'm not 100% happy with this relationship of the BRICS, because I think that Africa can unite better and have a higher impact in the world. But I do understand that our African countries are lacking in military intimidation power. You know, the reason why people are not walking around over China, Russia, is because of the military power that those people have. You can't joke around with Russia. You can't even think in the last thought that you want to attack a country like China. It will be a grave mistake. You know, the weapons that they have in their military is just, you know, they know how to protect themselves. Now, African countries, because they don't have that military presence right now, they need to associate themselves with with Russia and China. And this is what Jacob Zuma did by joining the BRICS in 2010, I believe. And he made sure that, listen, let's work together with these countries so that we can shy away working with the Western powers. And I think that is a good move there. I think over 32 leaders from around the world will be there in Russia. You know, I'll be reporting more of this if any breaking news are coming, because we are waiting to hear, are they going to move around? Because one of their objectives is to move away from the dollar, the power of the dollar as a trading measuring tool, and get another BRICS currency that will rival the dollar. That's something that we all have been waiting for. They've been talking about it for many years. So I'm sure it's not going to happen anytime soon, but I want to see if they will discuss it on the table. That's very important for me. And also, jumping back into South Africa, the Minister of Home Affairs, Dr. Leon has deported, according to him, in the report that he gave, more than 19,000 undocumented foreigners. And the cost of that is 50 million. Now, just to give people a clear understanding of what is going on, in the financial year 2022 and 2023, they deported about 22,000 foreigners. So he's saying, we want to beat that number. Because these stats were given by the end of August. That's how much we have deported. And some of it obviously is the previous administration work and the current administration, the 6th and the 7th administration. So he say we want to beat that number of 22,000 in a year. So they probably gonna beat it. They're at 19 now. They're probably gonna land somewhere 27, close to the 30s. So that's what they want to do. So South Africans, I don't want to hear anyone that says South Africa does not have money. We've got money, because these people, trust me, deporting them is not the ultimate solution. These people should hire me so that I can help them with the advanced integrated border system. Advanced integrated border system. No African country can work isolated from the other African countries. Home affairs must be integrated. The police service must be integrated. The army must be integrated. No country must have its own army, its own home affairs, its own department of health. All of those things must be integrated, and you will deal much easier with these undocumented foreigners, especially the Department of Correctional Service of the countries that are surrounding here in South Africa. 50 million. Couldn't you use that to strengthen the numbers of the border patrol people? Because there's other blind spots where they are saying the border patrol soldiers or officers can't go because, there's simply not enough manpower. You've got 50 million to deport. You don't want to stop the problem. You want to just treat the symptoms, and you just want to play around with it. I don't know what is going to happen, my African people. And also, come give us this 50 million. When in your township where you stay, can't 15 million build some serious factories there? School uniform factories, bakery factories, 50 million. You can save a lot of small townships. A lot of small townships can be saved with that money. But anyway, they will never listen to us. It's the DA that's doing it. They're going to clap hands for the DA and say the DA has done excellent work. So you guys keep on buying that nonsense, that rubbish that the DA ministers are working. Well, this is not the solution. This is clearly not the solution when it comes to dealing with undocumented people. King, are you saying they must not deport people? I'm saying the deportation is not going to help, because these people literally a week later they will be back. Remember, some of the people that you're deporting have got a shanty somewhere, they've got a room somewhere they are renting, they've got their belongings there. They are coming back. They don't want to be at home. They are coming back. You can take them to Malawi. It's going to take them about a week. They will be back, because your borders are simply weak, because you don't want to listen to King when he says integrate the border system. You don't want to listen. So I don't know. For me, it's just a waste of time, a waste of money, but you guys will tell me. Again, let's talk about PANYAZA LESUFI. PANYAZA LESUFI is saying that the mainstream media is not covering properly the good things that the ANC does, especially the ANC in Gauteng. They are always there to bash them when they see a lot of wrong things, especially now with mainstream media targeting him to try and paint or diminish his name, and throw it under the mud to say PANYAZA is the most corrupt person. He said, but you guys don't report the good things that we do. Listen to this.
Our department got unqualified audits, but 8 got clean audits. Your platform, you have not reported it because it does not suit your narrative that things in Gauteng are falling apart. You didn't report about our clean audits, but you have the nerve to tell us that Department X and Y is going through difficulties. I don't want favors from you, and I'll never beg for favors. I'm begging for fairness. Just be fair with us. Don't be captured and be utilized by those that are opposed to us, that are feeding you lies. That they fed you lies so much that you believe them. As if students tomorrow are not writing matric in Gauteng. Is it collapse of a department?
Okay. So can I respond to what you're saying? I don't think that we are being unfair, and I don't think that my question is based on unfairness. I am aware of the fact that you had your audit awards and you released your audit results of your department.
And my media house didn't even come.
Yes, I'm fully aware of that, but I also cannot dictate where resources are allocated. Okay, and that's not the point of this conversation. The point I was making was that...
But it's a point, because we've denied your audiences to know the other side of Gauteng government. Because that good story about Gauteng government having clean audits does not suit the narrative of the media, including your
Premier,
media
you
house.
know very well that I have covered extensive stories about the province.
It's true.
And I have not been solely focused on the negative. But when there is credit that must be given, I do give it. So I cannot speak on behalf of absolutely everybody and their way of reporting, but we do our very best to be fair and objective.
Point well made.
Okay. So the reason why I was asking the question about the state of the province is because it is no secret that there are fundamental problems. There are many problems, and I'm not saying it's your fault. I'm asking you, as the Premier, do you think that you are doing a sufficient job to sort out the many problems that exist in the province?
Yeah, PANYAZA got this lady there. She did not even know what to respond. She tried to shift the blame to the other colleagues. Then she tried to say, no, listen, I don't control where resources are allocated. Yes, you do. Yes, you do. Why is it when the Gauteng government is reporting on the audit outcomes of each department, you don't go? So many unqualified reports, so many clean audits, you're not going to report them. You don't even send a representative to sit there and listen to them. And I want to warn my African brothers and sisters about mainstream media. Be very careful. We are not fools, some of us, who have left DSTV, who have left mainstream media and decided, listen, I will rather fish for information and do what we call selective content. I will select the content that I watch and not this nonsense that we get fed every day. Because I'm telling you, you repeat a lie 1,000 times, at the absence of someone telling the truth, the lie becomes the truth. And that is true with mainstream media. And white monopoly capitalists understand that. Keep on telling them how bad the ANC is. Keep on telling them how corrupt Jacob Zuma is. Keep on telling them how racist Julius Malema is. Keep on at the expense of someone not saying the alternative of that. Some of them, not all of them, some of them are going to believe what you tell them. They're going to believe it. You believe that South Africa can produce its own beautiful cars and everything, and the Chinese brands are the best. Why are you believing that? It's because of the constant marketing on Facebook, on YouTube, wherever you go, they advertise so much. You end up saying, "Ish, one day when I get money, I'm gonna buy a Chinese car." You know, nobody's saying let's produce our own. Let's produce our own. Why? The power of mainstream media is so powerful. And yes, the podcast industry has taken over some in some shape or form. But you know, there isn't enough good podcasts. There's a lot of nonsense here. You can watch my brother DJ Spoo, Big Brother Spooda. You can watch Season of Wells, Mighty James. You can watch DQ. You can watch Politically Incorrect. And there's a sister I want to give a shout out. What's her name? There's a new sister that's doing her thing also. I love her so much. If I find her channel, I'll put her here. Her name just slipped my mind. But anyway, there's other podcasts also. I can't name all of them, but you can't name more than 10 podcasts that are doing well. And in those 10 podcasts, you can't name more than 5 that have got over 100,000 views and that are getting millions of views each and every day. With entertainment, of course, you can name them. There are so many that are big. But when it comes to liberating the minds of our people, very few of them are there. But that's a topic for another day. Let me speak about the ANC Youth Women's League. Why is it the Youth League? The ANC Women's League coming with a different tone, saying, listen, we are tired of we want women on top. We want women to be leaders, Secretary General, chairperson of the province. We don't care about this thing anymore. It is not written in stone that we women must constantly be following the men. We can also lead. Yo!
Makusonyulwa i-leadership. Sizayiphila esa struggle so mama usisulu. Makusonyulwa i-leadership siqale sebeni. It is not compulsory. It is not a must. It is not by design. Uba esebeni funeka utata abe chairperson, utata abe secretary. We were never baptized. We were never baptized. Get understanding. Yanto banangaba. Chairperson no secretary at a regional level. Funeka ibe ngumntu ongutata. Kwi province, chairperson no secretary, permanent and standard. Comrade TK, the time has arrived. The time is now. It is our time. The future is us. We've been observing and we've been quiet for too long. We have allowed the patriarchal system to be instilled in our minds. It is our opportune time to break the shackles and to deal with that mentality. No one else is going to do that for us as women.
I feel like this cry of the ANC Women's League, it's a little bit too late. They had their chance. They had their chance when they were supposed to vote for Nkosazana Dlamini Zuma. They didn't. The women are the majority in terms of count in the ANC, in terms of voters in the country. So I don't see why they must be divided when they've got a clear call to say, let's put women on top. I don't see why. They're failing themselves. They're failing themselves. It's just like this tuck shop, Spaza, my friend, don't go and buy there. Don't. But you find people that say, but Tina, we want to buy. Others say, no, we don't want to buy. That division is also there in the ANC Women's League. It is there. Some say, only women, but others say, but which women? Which women really must take over now? Sisulu, Lindiwe, very strong leader. They're also marginalized, put on the side, silenced, dealt with because of her strong type of personality. Mama Nkosazana Dlamini Zuma, the time has come. I mean, she has stepped aside, says, I don't want to be part of this anymore. I don't have energy. Then who are you going to bring across? I'm not too familiar with the other leaders, Batahi or Batabile. Yeah, no, my apologies. But Tabile, Mama Matabile, Abo Enji Mutsecha, who else can we name? Tandi Mutseka, Kadimeng. Who else can we name there in the ANC Women's League? There is quite a few, but are they there to stand up and say, this is what we stand for, and we are not going to, back down from what we are saying? It's very strange because now it brings about a new ball game for electing the next president and deputy president of the ANC. It means the women are saying, if you guys get the president, we must get the deputy. If you guys get the chairperson, we must get the secretary general. It is a valid call. It is a valid call. Like I said, they constitute of the majority of the members in good standing. The majority of them, I believe, somewhere above, close to the 60% something of the members of the ANC are women. So why not? Why not? But it's because there might be a division for Fikile Mbalula, Paul Mashatile, Gwede Mantashe. I think Gwede Mantashe is the acting president now when Cyril is out of the country, and you've got PANYAZA LESUFI, who is going to be there. Then in that mix, the women are saying, no, throw a woman name in there, throw women names in there also. It's valid, but could it cause more division in the ANC? Yes, probably. But should they keep quiet? Most definitely not. I think their time, like I said, the best chance that they had was when Nkosazana Dlamini Zuma was there, but they didn't grab it with both hands. So now they will be fighting from behind. And again, do you want to take over a dying horse? This is a wounded horse, ladies, because you take the ANC when it is wounded and it performs bad. Then the next thing people say, you see, you gave women a chance, and look now, the ANC is at its worst ever. So we need to be careful of that also, and that is also a possibility that they must think of as to when we take power as women of the ANC, which actually positions are going to shield us in terms of also responsibility. You don't want to be a chairperson of a province, a premier of a province, then the next thing that province loses numbers under your watch. The same thing that happened there in KwaZulu-Natal. It's not nice. So in closing, I want to speak about Fighter Obakeng, the MMC of Environment and Agriculture there in Tshwane, who say, no, we must review this thing of the memorandum of understanding that the Tshwane government has with Afriforum.
Memorandum of understanding between the Metro and Afriforum be cancelled. The agreement reportedly includes grass-cutting projects and identification of illegal dumping sites, among others. We are joined now in studio by EFF Tshwane Chief Whip, Godwin Ratikwane. Good evening. Thank you very much for your time.
Good evening, and good evening to the viewers at home.
It has sparked a lot of debate around why would you want to cancel an MOU that is giving services for free to the city of Tshwane. one. Others are saying, well, nothing is really ever free. What is contained in this MOU?
No, it's important that we highlight the importance of governance and also go back to the Constitution. There's various pieces of legislation that actually governs who must provide services. In this case, you've got your Municipal Structures Act that will detail in terms of who is responsible to provide services. We cannot relegate the responsibility of the state or the municipalities to NGOs, and then we then say, no, it's free and therefore it is correct. Because in the future, it will lead to undermining of the government and its structures or its authority even. Because why should the government, in this case the municipality, collect rates and not provide services to the employees?
Why? When the EFF would have conducted cleanup campaigns everywhere, they were not in government. In some of the instances, it was a party program to go and clean up sites and dumping sites and so on and so forth.
No, I think also it's very important that we discuss the character of the organization in question. We are dealing here with an organization that has consistently defended racism, has made the racist utterances, and is always on the side of the racists and defending them at all material times. So the character of Afriforum as the subject of this MOU, or the people that we've signed the MOU with as the municipality, is also very important, because now they want to raise more funds, they want to push their Swarkhafar narrative and make sure that they now institutionalize their racism using legitimate institutions such as municipalities and so on.
What was being racist about how they were carrying out their work?
No, in general, Afriforum is a racist organization.
But in particular, talking about this contract now, with this MOU, what would have been racist about how they would have...
No, agreed. So when you cut grass, again, it is not that they're going to be cutting grass for all communities across the board. They are specifically servicing their own people to the exclusion of the rest. So you can see that the interest here is not really to cut grass, it's to make sure that there is a whites-only grass cutting, which now takes you back to the concept of Orania and the whites-only segregations that we were dealing with under the apartheid. So as much as you want to deal with it, it doesn't matter what they call it, but you must go and check the scope of their memorandum and what is it that they want to, or the areas that they cover. It is predominantly your white suburban areas, because they want to make sure that the white privilege is sustained. So as the EFF, we can't want to coexist with racism and racist organizations in general. And also, I mean, there's a lot of other problems. I mean, council has a duty to play and a role to play in this case. You have a situation whereby the report was never brought to council, whereby we could debate the issue of Afriforum and the city signing the MOU, so that we can debate those contents.
To come to that, how did the MOU come about?
No, so we learned about the MOU through the news and the social media, and I think the media statement that was sent out by the former mayor Brink that was removed, exactly for the kind of reasons, because at all material times he had made sure that the affluent areas are always taken care of. And this is also just a continuation of what he was trying to achieve in general, to make sure that the affluent areas are properly serviced. Your Mamelodi, your Atteridgeville, where you find black people, your townships and your squatter camps are not serviced. And then what then do? You then come up with an NGO that you know that already pushes the same narrative that he was already pushing, and now just institutionalize it so that it looks legitimate on paper.
Ladies and gentlemen, we all know our beloved EFF does not play around with racists. We all know that. And Afriforum is a racist organization. They have wanted to fight for the right of using the old apartheid, flag. Everything that Afriforum does is a racist. Why the Afriforum was mixed with the Cecilia Brink, the former mayor of Tshwane? It was because they wanted to uplift him high, to say he is providing services, good services, especially for the white-dominated areas in Tshwane. That's why they said, no, listen, where our people stay, we will clean. We will come and help. We will come and do whatever, so that your reign as a mayor looks good. That's what they wanted to do. But now the EFF is saying, listen, we were not even informed when this memorandum of understanding was signed and everything. We got to know through the media, and now we are saying it needs to be reviewed. Afriforum, my hand. I think Afriforum is going to go either way. Either way, they don't have to force Afriforum off that memorandum of understanding. Afriforum is a political party that works hand in hand as what you call a coalition partner, not a coalition, a alliance partner with the DA. And they because the DA is not in power, they are no longer going to serve the people. Afriforum does not do things for free. Afriforum does not do things for free. Everything is done for a reason, and Afriforum will pull away because Mayor Brink is out. So that's it. We don't need Afriforum there. We don't care if they are providing the services for free. The EFF is saying mabahambe. So I agree with that. Let them go. And again, when they go, we as African people need to unite, and our organizations need to come out and target the township, the towns, the suburb, and say, listen, here is a black organization. We are standing with you, new Mayor Moya, and we are saying we will help the municipalities to clean here and there and there and there. And that's how you do it. You complain. After complaining, you provide a solution. That's what we want as African people. We don't want to be seen as complainants only, but we want to be seen as action takers. So for me, that is very important. That is why we are building PANYAZA. It's very important for us to stop complaining at some point and say, this is what we are building. The Pan-Africanist School of Economics, Technology and Agriculture. It's, guys, the announcement we're going to have this weekend, Sundays to be specific. Like I said, our prayers are answered. Let me just put it like that, mildly. Our prayers are answered at PANYAZA. I'm so happy for everyone who has continuously believed in us and said, King, do your thing. Here's my 50 rand. Here's my 1,000 rand. Here's my contribution. Someone called me from Kimberley, my old sister, Sister Millicent. I have not seen her for years. We worked some time as colleagues, but I see her as a big sister. She didn't know that I'm doing YouTube and everything, and she said she found out about PANYAZA this month, and she said because PANYAZA is 3 months old, she paid her contribution fee for the past 3 months. She said, I couldn't. What is this? 50 rand for what? She contributed. So people are seeing this thing and they are excited about this. And I want to thank you, Africans, for being excited about an African movement, a black movement to be more specific, and you are saying we will support it financially, because I know financially is tough for all of us. All of us, they are short on petrol, all of you. They are short on to buy groceries and all of those things, but you still decide when you get paid that a little that you have will make the big difference in PANYAZA. I can't thank you enough, but this week I'll be able to thank you to the level that I want. And again, get ready for the main fundraising function that will happen in March 2025. Guys, be ready. We are building our school. We're building our community. Until we meet again, don't forget to pray. After you pray, stand up, African child. Do your best so that God can do the rest. Peace in Pan-Africanism. I salute you.